Anyway, it gives me great pleasure to have Leon Pettit here, ESFL veteran that he is, for week 10 of the Hastings report. How's your week gone, Leon?
Yeah, it's been fine, mate.
As we're going to speak about later, I think a certain Leon got on the score sheet this week, so a better than normal week, yeah?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
All part of that, it's all part of life, isn't it? You score some weeks, you don't the other. All good.
In all fashions. Right, so moving on, we're looking at the SCFL. First up, we go to Bexhill United. They played Oakwood in the Sussex Senior Cup. Evan Archibald got on the score sheet. In a game, Bexhill dominated and finally broke them down in the second half. And it just so happens we've got the goal.
I think going by the BEXHILL Twitter, they probably should have won by a lot more. I think they made a tweet at half time that I think they threw everything at Oakwood. So I think 1-0 flattered Oakwood somewhat.
It certainly did. Right. Then we move on. And, well, great result from Little Common in the Sussex Senior Cup. A 4-0 victory against Forest Row. Goals from James Crone, Sam Crutwell, Sam Ellis, and Oliver Weeks made it 4-0. It's nice to see Little Common turning it round, getting a few wins.
Yeah, no, it's been a very good week for them. I got a WhatsApp from a very proud father of Ollie Weeks showing me his goal. So yeah, all
Yeah.
good.
Right. So moving on then, Bexhill in the league, we're facing Loxwood again away. A 2-1 victory for Bexhill. Evan Archibald and Jamie Farragut getting on that score sheet for them in a game with 6 yellow cards. It's a feisty affair. Loxwood got their consolations from Callum Dowdell, and it just so happens we've got their goals.
Archibald's one in particular. Yeah, I might have only seen that one. But that was a really good play. That was played it out from the back.
That was excellent.
Lovely little passage of play there. It sort of reminded me of, you remember in the 2006 World Cup, Argentina? I think every single player in the team touched it about 10 times. And then I can't remember who scored it, tapped it in the end. But yeah, it was very, very reminiscent of that. Good passing football from
High
Bexhill,
praise. Obviously, Leon's after a transfer there. So moving on. There's goals are raining in at Little Common. Little Common in the league managed to turn over Alford 5-1. Only 93 people there, but it was a hat-trick from Lewis Hull. Sam Crutwell got on that score sheet again, and Jamie Bunn with Alford's consolation from Harry Sutton. You got anything on that game, Leon?
No, just other than it's a very comfortable afternoon for Common.
Yeah.
And apparently Hull got the man of the match, as he rightly should, after his hat-trick. And apparently that's 380 goals in 575 games for Little Common. So that's one heck of a record for him.
Jesus.
I thought he'd scored at least 1,000 goals, to be honest. It seems like he's been there forever, but nah, still one hell of a record. And obviously at Hastings, we go on about Sam Adams making his 600 games.
He's gone past that now.
Yeah, well, at least 600 games, isn't he? And obviously Lewis Hull's probably going to he'll probably make that many games to Little Common. So hope he gets the recognition he deserves for
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. Nice little trophy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Hopefully, it's bigger than Craig Stone's one. Right. So coming up in SCFL, we've got the Peter Bentley Challenge Cup. Bexhill away to New Haven. New Haven, obviously top of the league. Should be a cracker. I mean, what do you think, Leon? Do you think that Bexhill could get a result there or not?
I might upset a couple of after praising them earlier, but I mean, New Haven really good form at the
Yeah.
minute, and I've never been to New Haven, but from what I've seen, it looks like a horrible place to go to for a midweek game. It's like right on the coast, but then again, the Pole Grove's not that much different, is it? The beach is just literally behind the stand. I've played there a few times, but who knows? But yeah, with cup games as well, you just don't know, do you? I mean. But in New Haven, they've got the top goal scorer in the league and the third top goal scorer. So I think there's going to be a few goals regardless.
Oh. Should be a good one to get to if anyone can.
Take your thermals and your Bovril.
Yeah, and your Bovril, definitely. And then in the SCFL, we've got Little Common playing away to Crowborough. Crowborough, mid-table Crowborough. You don't know, do you? But I mean, Little Common are firing the goals in at the moment, so you got to think Little Common might win that one, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you could going by their recent form. I'd definitely put my money on Little Common going there and getting the results. Crowborough a bit, their form's been a bit indifferent. They've got quite a few draws, but yeah, obviously Common will be full of confidence. So hopefully they can get some points away from home.
Yeah, that's right. And then going back to Bexhill, Bexhill's Saturday game is in the FA Vars. They're playing Horndean. Don't know anything about Horndean at all, Leon. Do you?
Well, you should do a bit of basic research, shouldn't you, before coming on here? Just a quick Google. Horndean look a very good side. They're third in the Wessex League Premier, which is the same league as Bexhill. They've only conceded 3 league goals this season, which has got to be some sort of record. And on a 6-game winning streak. So good luck, Bexhill.
Oh.
I'm not picking on them, honest, but good luck.
And then Little Common, obviously in the Vars, they're playing Milton United at home. Again, Leon's going to remind me that I've done no research on this one. So please tell us about Milton United.
I'll say Little Common are more likely to win this tie, obviously, at home. Milton are second in the, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right, the Hellenic League, but they're a step below. They're second. But yeah, still a step below. So Little Common will sort of look at that and think they can come away and get a result. Milton's goal difference isn't as good as the other teams around him. I think they've leaked a fair few goals in comparison. So hopefully those forward players at Little Common can net a few. Certain Mr. Lewis Hull in
nice,
particular. Yeah, I think they've got the top goal scorer in their league as well. Certain Louis Joyce. So he might be one for Little Common to keep an eye out for.
Okay. Right then, so moving on to the Mid Sussex League. Unfortunately, Battletown couldn't keep their good form going. They fell 2-1. They lost 2-1 to Balcombe. Balcombe's goals from Tom Hawkins and Marco Jota, with Battle's goal from Dean Boyd. Bit of a shame that, as they were on a good run.
Yeah, but I think they're starting to look more like a Mid Sussex League team now. Obviously, they had a good little run, but Balcombe are a good side. So I mean, sort of going away there, losing. I mean, I don't know how Battle will feel, how they played, but I mean, looking at the result, I didn't think that was. Yeah, they didn't get thrashed basically. So
yeah,
it look competitive anyway.
Westfield got back to winning ways, winning 3-1 at Ashurst Wood. All the goals in the first half. George Landas and a couple from Callum Smith for Westfield. Ashurst Wood's Benjamin Tyler saw red. At time of going to press, they haven't put up who their goal scorer was, Ashurst Wood. So sorry, don't have it. So nice to see Westfield scoring.
Yeah, I think I touched upon last week. Obviously, they've still got a game in hand over Over Linfield are second, 3 points behind, so they're still amongst there. They're still got a good, a good shout of that top two finish. I think they're aiming for.
Yeah, just to remind listeners and myself that with the Mid Sussex League, so you've got the top two go up. Is there a playoff, or is that it? Just top two?
Well, it depends on sort of ground grading and who applies to go up into county football,
Okay.
but it is top two, yeah.
Just top two. Okay, right, yeah. So Sutherland Rangers were playing Hollington United, and I thought it might be a bigger score, but it wasn't. Hollington winning 3-0. Bradley Pritchard, Paul Rogers, and Charlie Conford scoring for Hollington. Charlie Collins coming off the bench and getting the man of the match. Comfortable victory for Hollington. And no real surprises there, Liam, was there?
No, probably another routine win for Hollington. So
anyway, so the fixtures upcoming. So we've got the Mid Sussex Charity Cup for Sutherland Rangers. They're playing Uckfield seconds at Oaklands Park. You'd think that Sutherland are going to win that one, wouldn't you, Liam?
yeah, I mean, Nutfield are struggling in the league below, so I'd put all my money on Sutherland.
Yeah, and then Cookfield Rangers are playing Battle Town. You never know. With the way Battle Town have turned it round a little bit, you could get to see them getting at least a draw there.
Oh, I think a draw would be a good result. See, Cookfield are one of those teams that are right up there, so I think it'd be a tough afternoon for them. But yeah, like I touched upon earlier, Battle look like they're fitting into life in the Mid Sussex. So yeah, they could at least give them a good game.
Oh yeah, and then obviously we've got Hollington versus Westfield, the return match. I know from Westfield's point of view, I'm sure they hope it wasn't like their game at home. I mean, but you can't see past Hollington there, can you?
No.
Not
bad there. Yeah.
Right then, so let's move on to the SFL Prem. Second off top, Bexhill AACs won 8-0 against Hawkhurst United. 4 goals from Ben Barton. Harry Davis got one. A couple from Ashley Elphick, maybe a relative of Gary, who knows. And Oscar Hammond scoring for Bexhill against mid-table Hawkhurst. I mean, yeah, they're doing really well, aren't they? Then we walk at Sidley are a little bit on fire here. Sidley went to Robertsbridge and spanked them 6-1. Logan Copley got a hat-trick. Archie Ball, Lewis Wade, and Andrew Atkins. I mean, I know obviously Robertsbridge haven't won a game yet, and really Sidley really put them to the sword there. Then we've got Crowhurst first against Punnetstown. Punnetstown 3-2 winners. Craig Norman, Mark Phillips, John Jarvis with their goals. Sean Leonard and Dominic Clark for Crowhurst. Bit of a surprise, really, because I mean Crowhurst were doing. I think they were second. I think they were second before playing Punnetstown, so bit of a shock result there. Well, another unexpected result. Bexhill Town losing to Westfield Reserves 4-3. I mean, this is the first bad result of the season for Bexhill. Westfield's goal scorers were Baxter Orchard, Cameron Thompson, Carl Young, and Lewis O'Connor, with goals for Bexhill from Joshua Barrett, Olefu Peterson, and Tommy Whelan. Yeah, well done, Westfield. That is the ESFL Prem. Anything to say on that, Leon?
No, just like you, surprised at the Crowhurst result. Yeah, it's good win for Sidley. Getting Andy Atkin signed out. He's a very good player. He's don't know if you know, he was with Eastbourne Borough. No, it was a good few years ago. I went when they were in the back when it was the Conference Prem. He was I played against him a few times, and yeah, I just kept bouncing off him. I was like a terrier, just couldn't get the ball off him. Yeah. No, he's obviously still got it. Yeah,
I mean, what do you think the contract is? 3 or 4 beers a week?
Got to be double figures.
Double figure beerage. Fair enough.
He's a big boy.
So we move over to the ESFL Division 1. Sandhurst beat Parson Move 3-1. Hat trick from James Pound, who's bang. He's an absolute goal machine, that boy. And Carl Penn scored for Parson Move. Who knows? Could it be the Hastings one? We don't know. Yeah, I mean, that was their first defeat of the season for Parson Move, so a good result there for Sandhurst. Well, AFC Gestures Jesters thumped Little Common reserves 4-2. Little Common haven't got a point yet this season. And, well, Jesters got a hat-trick from Connor Middleton and a goal from Josh Harris for Little Common reserves. That man again, Attilio Field, banged in a couple for Little Common. Division 2, like with all of the ESFL, has been affected because there's been cup games on, which we're going to speak about at the end of this. So Division 2, no league games this week. So we go straight to Division 3. In a, well, I would consider a shock result. The Hastings Comets managed to get a draw against Sovereign Saints. The goals from Shayan Sharif for Sovereign Saints and a goal from Brandon Smith for Hastings Comet made it 1-1. I think that's Comet's second point of the season. Well done them. Right Hand reserves were playing Mountfield United. Samuel Henham, Oliver Joseph Barrow, and Jordan Osborne scoring for Right Town. Well, Mountfield really struggling this season. It doesn't look good for them. And in, well, a definite shock here. Hurstman Zoo lost to Catsfield. Before this game, Catsfield were in the bottom two. It's a great win for Catsfield. Jacob Jones and Anthony Luke getting the goals for Catsfield. Hurstman Zoo haven't posted who scored for them. They're probably still upset at losing. Great result for Catsfield. And that is Division 3. Right, let's move over to Division 4. Wellcroft Park Rangers beat Robertsbridge United reserves 3-2. Wellcroft undefeated. They're top of the table. Going from strength to strength. Mark Hedges, Matthew Williams and George Jones for Wellcroft, with the goals for Robertsbridge from James Hopkins and Tommy Moyse. Suddlescombe Rangers beat Battletown Thirds. Obviously, Suddlescombe closed the gap somewhat in the top 3 group in that league, who all beating each other. They're now joint second with Battletown Thirds now after beating them. Chris Ford and Benjamin Linklater got the goals for Suddlescombe. At time of doing this, Battletown's goals ain't up yet. Hawkhurst United reserves beat Tackleway reserves 4-3. Goals from Sam Hall, George Lawrence with a brace, and Finn Mutter with a goal. The 3 goals from Tackleway were from Jamie Pelling got a couple, and Danny Croft. Hastings Athletic lost to Parson Thirds. Parson haven't put their goals up as of yet, so I don't know who scored them. But Hastings Athletics goals were from Charlie McDonald. Westfield Fourths travelled to Burwash. A thumping game. Promotion hopeful Westfield did their chances no harm here with an entertaining win. Their goals were from Jack Hobden, Paul Hobden, Hayden Sands, and finally Ben Davidson. And it just so happens we've got his goal. Right, we could just quickly go through the cup games. So first of all, we've got the Hastings FA Lower Division Cup. Ticehurst first were playing Orrington. We've got a hat-trick from Ollie Skilton and a goal from George Brown. Made it 4 for Ticehurst, with Orrington's goal from Scott Higgs. We move on to the Hastings FA Junior Cup. So first of all, Wadhurst United were playing Ninfield Firsts. And Wadhurst won 3-2 with Charlie Bateman, Harry Bateman and Max Hammond with the goals for Wadhurst. 2 goals from Charlie Harmer for Ninfield. I noticed in the subs bench Mr. Agata playing in the FA Junior Cup. It must be the Euler Ulay or whatever he's wearing that got him in there. Check his passport. So we move on to, again, FA Junior Cup, Battletown Reserves. Unfortunately lost to South Coast Atletico. The only goal of the game was from Harry Jackson. Now we move on to Icklesham playing Parson Move seconds. A George Barrow hat-trick, Lee Pearce, Michael Amar, Sean Baker, Thomas Cumber and a certain Leon Pettit with the goals for Icklesham. And I think maybe you can talk us through it, Leon.
Yeah, it was a nice little appearance for me, coming back from injury. Set up the first one, scored the second, and then went off injured. So a good contribution all round. George, got the hat trick. Yeah, he ain't been playing. I think he's been out for 2 or 3 seasons. That was his first game back, and what a way
Oh, excellent.
to make a comeback. So that was good to see. And who even scored their goals for him. Their 2 goals were own goals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I couldn't find it on the FA site. So they were
yeah,
both own goals, yeah.
yeah. Jack Pullen and Stu Pearson, just to well
To
done,
keep
lads.
to keep them in the game. So in
Yeah.
terms of that injury though, so you've is it just you tweaked it again or what
Yeah,
is
I
it?
just felt it. I got played through again, shot and missed, and just felt it. So at least I had an excuse as to why I blazed it over. But it don't feel as bad as last time. It felt. I trained on Thursday. It felt fine. Warm up felt good, and just sprinting really. I think my hamstring can't handle sprinting at the minute, so I just got to keep sort of be a bit careful.
It wasn't that you saw a passing beer on the sideline and you just thought, I think it's time for me to come
Yeah,
off now.
no. I did say when I scored my goal, I said to the manager, "Oh, that's it, I've done my job and come off now." So careful what you wish for, I guess.
Right then. Well done, Icklesham. Right. So, and in the last FA Junior Cup game, we've got who were playing Bexhill Rovers. And well, this one went to penalties. The goals in the game were from Connor Lake, got 2 for who, and James Walker, with Marcus Powell, Cullingford getting 2, and Ian Stewart Pownall getting 1 for Bexhill, who then went through on penalties. Now we move on to the MACRON Cup. And well, many goals in this competition. We've got Bexhill AAC reserves travel to Westfield Thirds. 5-4 game, tremendous win for Bexhill. Charlie Morgan with a hat-trick, Luke Dangerfield and Scott Oliver getting the goals for Bexhill, with Westfield's goals from a brace from Matt Connor, another couple from Sam Way. A great win, really, because Westfield were bottom, but they made a real game of it. This could have gone either way. So it's finally poised at halftime at 3-3, but unfortunately for Westfield, they couldn't hang on. Then we move on to Nordium 75 playing Pesh. Nordium won 2-1, 2 goals from Adam Page. The goal for Pesh was from Jonty Lavaca. What a name. And well, leave it to Hollington. Another cracking game. They managed to be 2-0 down to Tackleway, down to 10 men, and won it 3-2. So a great victory for Hollington United reserves. A certain Daniel Spicer on the score sheet, you know him. Joshua Gray and Luke Woodley. Morton Davidge saw red for Hollington, with Toby Payne and Grant Cornelius getting the goals for Tackleway. As I say, great comeback from Hollington. And it just so happens we've got the second goal.
Yes! Come on, boys!
He put it away well, didn't he?
It was cheeky.
Yeah, like that.
Team of the week for the 15th of October, we have Bexhill Rovers Chris Knight in goal, a back three of South Coast Athletico's JJ Bowman, Bexhill AAC's Callum McDonald, and on the right, Brandon Tilbury of Catsfield. The midfield 4 on the left, George Barrow of Icklesham, Ollie Reeder of Rye Town. Then we've got Jesters, Connor Middleton, and on the right we've got Adam Page of Northam. And the front 3, Bexhill AAC's Ben Barton, Sidley's Logan Copley, and Josh Gray of Hollington. It's a few familiar names there. It's nice to see an Icklesham lad in there, Leon.
Yep. And touched upon earlier.
Yeah. Did you vote for him?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Well, it's lovely to see you back, and it's nice to see you in the goals, Leon.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I might just end my season there, actually.
Yeah.
A nice little, yeah.
Well, yeah, that was the week that was. Leon, I shall see you next week, sir.
I'll see you next week.
Cheers.